Hellcat.
Hello everybody, I hope you are doing well today. Let's get into the video. So, we've got our xenomorphs and we have our speculative evolution. What is speculative evolution though? Speculative evolution is where you speculate on how an animal may have evolved. If you didn't already guess that by its name, Karen. So, sorry. I do not have a Rona, okay? So, stage 1 of the evolution. Stage 1 is a simple-bodied little organism that's digestive juices and organs, basically. Kind of gross. So, on to stage 2 of its evolution. This segmented creature has overdeveloped the teeth and now has them on its chin. So, it's useless. Great job evolving. It also has a large head crest that we associate with xenomorphs, and has no eyes because it can use its echolocation so effectively because of that large crest. It's actually a resonating chamber to locate its prey. Stage 3, I did not mess up. You heard nothing. Stage 3 is this giant barracuda monstrosity with a segmented body, a stronger tail fin, and more fins on the rest of its body. It's also the apex predator. There's another creature. There are 2 other animals, though, that we should probably be aware of. Stage 4 and Stage 4. I don't know which of these is most likely the ancestors of the xenomorphs that evolved to walk on land. The one at the bottom is capable of jumping great distances out of the water. That could have been a useful adaptation that evolved to catch fish and then later to get onto land. And the other one, Stage 4 at the top, is a bit more interesting. So it's got these little dorsal tubes that we will talk about a little bit more later. It's just the amphibian equivalent that xenomorphs had in their history. And moving on to Stage 5. Stage 5 has a bit of a stinger on its tail, all similar to what xenomorphs normally have, a nice little blade. So, it's pretty much it for that creature, other than the dorsal tubes. So the dorsal tubes, I believe, are its breathing apparatuses. And so it uses that sort of breathing stuff similarly to real-life insects, and how what they do is they have these little holes on the sides of their body, and they use that to breathe with. So, stage 6.2 and 6.1. This is where things get really interesting, because we're going to talk about extinction events. So, why exactly do xenomorphs breathe the way they do? It's a lot like warrior wasps, where they paralyze a spider and then inject it with eggs. And it has the egg, and the eggs then hatch and eat through its body and then out of the shell as adult warrior wasps. They're disgusting. That's just the best way to describe them. Disgusting. So anyway, tectonic movements, I believe, on their planet started shifting around this time that Stage 5 was around. And this resulted in magma coming out, which partially killed off many of the species. But the fact that they were also being sort of just taken up, the continent that they were living on, the continents, it might have been like Pangea, it might not have been, was breaking up, and that was separating them from each other, which meant that they were kind of scattered around their world, so they had to adapt in a specific way. They either went extinct on their continents, or they adapted to, just plunge eggs into other animals' throats and have the baby burst out of their frickin' chest. That's a nice little way of, staying alive. And then they just developed the little precursor to the face hugger, and the slime, I think, was probably used to, keep the egg attached to the ground, so that way it didn't fly away or roll away and, do all that bad stuff that they don't want to happen to it. And probably keep it from, getting knocked over by another animal. So, stage 6.1 is the classic xenomorph, essentially, except for a few key differences we'll get into later. You might be wondering why all of the xenomorphs in my pictures have 6 legs. Well, that's because the queen has 6 legs, 6 limbs, and she's basically the original, so that means that the others probably also had that. So the queen lays eggs, and then they diversify because she's 6.2, and then 7.2 and 7.1. 7.1 is basically a full-on xenomorph with the acid blood to protect its body from horned things dabbing into its body, because then the horns are destroyed by the acid. And 7.2, so as a result of the Praetorian being a thing, this resulted in the rest of the diversification of the xenomorphs throughout history. Prehistory, anyways. So, yeah, that's why I think the xenomorph has the weird vein things it has, because of air being pressurized into that. Sort of like how we have oxygen in our blood, and that allows it to spurt out. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and make sure to like. Also remember to comment your thoughts down in the comments section below. And I'll see you in the next one.